Hi guys, I thought I would do my weigh-in update from my Zoom, my actual Slimming World group. So it's not a hugely long video. It'll still probably be long because you know what I'm like for talking. Firstly, I just want to say the meal prep video I put up, I didn't realise how bad the sound was on it, and that the music was probably too loud compared to my voice. I always do think that I need to drown my voice out because it's going to annoy everybody. So apologies for that. I'm still learning how to do this. So I'll make sure next time I don't do that. I would still like to keep some music in there because I think it makes it a little bit more interesting, particularly when you have the time-lapsey bits where I'm chopping vegetables with not much to say. But yeah, it's a work in progress, so hopefully I'll get better and I'll just keep trying. So if you keep letting me know what you think and let me know if it doesn't work for you, then that'd be great. I can't do an awful lot with the last one because I don't really want to take it down and try and re-edit it, because obviously, as you know, I work full-time and work's quite difficult at the minute, so I'd rather just leave it up as it is and then just try harder next time. So let me just shut this back door because I've just let Luna out and it's absolutely freezing now. It's dark and it's gone really cold. It was quite warm earlier. Sorry, I don't know where I got to before I had to close the back door and let Luna in. I've relocated now upstairs. I've got my Instant Pot on downstairs, so I didn't want it to make any noise in the background, so I thought I'd come up here and have a chat with you. The lighting isn't great, so I apologise for that, but obviously it's getting darker earlier in the evenings now. And I've got this little one sitting next to me, almost going to sleep and like shutting her eyes and enjoying a bit of fuss and a bit of time with me. But yeah, I thought I'd just fill you in on the Slimming World group tonight and how I'm feeling about it all. So, as you'll know if you watched my weigh-in update last week and probably the week before, I was very apprehensive about going back to physical group for a number of reasons, but it was kind of on my mind. And last week I didn't really enjoy group that much, didn't get a huge amount out of it. I find that it's set up well, but the wearing face masks while you're sitting down, I can't hear properly, and that's no one's fault. I just, for some reason, as soon as I put a face mask on, which I do agree with, by the way, I do like wearing my face mask, but it just means I can't for some reason hear people, and because the chairs are so spaced out, that just makes it worse. So I feel like the parts of it that are like the community feel to it, I just don't feel is there at the moment. And you can't have the drinks and the, like making a drink in the kitchen, having a natter with somebody, and then having the table there where you can look at and flick through recipe books and things. All of that's gone, and they're the kind of things that I like. So my feeling after going this week is that it hasn't changed for me. I didn't really enjoy group again. A lot of people that I liked from the Zoom groups aren't on my weigh-in, so they go to a later one. So I kind of miss seeing how they're getting on. But I don't really want to change my time either, because then I'll have the same thing. There were a couple that are on my group and a couple on the later one and a couple on the later one after that. Margaret is organising things really well, but they are letting people in at different times, which frustrates me slightly. So as I was arriving at 22, I was going to sit in the car for 5 minutes. Loads of people were already coming out, having been weighed, and I was told it started at 1:45, but that's fine. But then even though we were sort of weighing through, we started the image therapy slightly late, so Margaret ran on past the end of the session when it's supposed to stop bang on past, so that she's got 15 minutes in order to clean everything down before the next group starts. And we were still sitting there talking, and the second group started arriving already. And rather than saying, can you just wait outside, they just said, can you take a seat? So they came in. So, that means then that if, say, for example, one of them have got the virus, they've now contaminated all of our group. And likewise, if one of us have got it, we've passed it on to that person that's sitting there. So if they stay for second group, they've contaminated both groups. So at the moment, it really infuriates me when people aren't following the rules properly. Lots of members of our group are older, and obviously they have weight problems, and so they're quite classed as high risk categories. If you're older and obese, then obviously you're a higher category risk. So I just don't understand why we're risking it, really. And lots of people are frustrated, lots of people want to stay at groups, but to me it just doesn't feel like the same place at the moment. So I think I've made my decision now after going this week that I would rather go back to weighing myself at home in the morning. So that's what I'm going to do. So from next week onwards, you're going to see my weigh-in as it was. my weighing scales at home, and I'll be updating you. I am still following Slimming World. Whether or not I keep my membership going as an online member, not sure yet. I'm going to see how it goes. But I'm definitely going to be stopping my group membership. And I find it frustrating because I really wanted to get to target this time. Because in the past, when I've got close to the weight I am now, I stopped going and I piled the weight back on, and I don't want that to happen. So I really, really wanted to get to target this time. So I don't know, the jury's out on what we do, whether I pay for the online or whether I just stop it completely and just use Instagram and YouTube and Facebook resources in order to gather what sins are. But I don't like doing things half-heartedly. I like to either do it or not do it. So I shall keep you posted and let you know what I'm doing. But in any case, I'm still definitely doing Slimming World, so you haven't got to worry. If you are here for Slimming World content, you'll still get it. What else? So my actual weigh-in, I stayed the same, and I'm a little bit gutted about that. I don't think I deserve a maintain. I think I've done well all week. I was at the higher end of my sins on a couple of days, and in the past I've always said that does affect my weight loss. However, I think it's mainly because I haven't had healthy extra Bs for about 3 days out of the week. And whilst you think, oh, you don't need to have it if you're not hungry, because I have such issues with going to the loo, I need to have my fibre in there. So I need to make sure I incorporate it at some point during the day. I just don't want to force myself to have, cereal or bread before I go to bed just to be able to say I've had my healthy extra B, but obviously my body needs it. I've not been to the loo for days properly, and that's obviously impacted my weight loss. So I feel like I'm at that point where I've stayed the same for a few weeks, because obviously I think it was middle of August, the week before I went on holiday, I weighed. Then I didn't weigh, obviously, my holiday week. The week I came back, I maintained from that other weight. And then last week on my scales I maintained, but obviously then went to Slimming World and got an artificial gain, because obviously it's the weighing at the end of the day rather than morning. And then when I weighed myself, I actually stepped on my scales this morning and it was another maintain. And then obviously tonight it was a maintain on Slimming World scales as well. So I know it is a maintain, but so I just feel like I've not really achieved anything since the middle of August, and it's not like I haven't got any weight to lose, because I have. I do feel like I've lost my focus on my workouts a little bit this last week, but I've had quite a lot on my mind, what with going back to work and kids going back to school and things, so I'm not beating myself up about it. I think life sometimes has other things in store for us, but I think certainly the whole group thing has affected my mentality, so I'm going to make my decision on that and then not go back to group, do it myself at home, whether I use the online app or just do it myself. But yeah, so that's my decision. So yeah, I weighed in at 11 stone 6.5 again. I haven't got my book handy to be able to show you, but obviously I'm writing in my book anyway, so it's no different than me just telling you. On group, and I weighed 11 stone 4 on my scales this morning. So that I'm going to class 11 stone 4 really as being my starting point, because I will write the other one in my book, but if I use that as my starting point, I don't want to have an artificial loss. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I'll write it down. Anyway, my aims for this week. This week I have got a couple of things on the horizon. So I'm out for a curry tomorrow night with a friend that I haven't seen since January. So I'm looking forward to that. This curry house does do tandoori chicken that's cooked in a grill, that's quite healthy, and it comes with salad. It also comes with rice and a naan bread, but I don't tend to have a huge amount of rice, and I might just eat one little quarter of the naan bread. So I don't think that'll be too bad, and I don't tend to drink alcohol during the week, so I'll only be having a Diet Coke. So I think as long as I'm careful during the day, that will be fine. I can fit that in with the plan. And then at the weekend, I have promised, I've either said I'm going to go to Matlock for go to a coffee shop or something up there with Chloe, or I'm going to go into town with Ewan. So either way, I probably will end up eating or drinking out on one of those days. So I just need to be careful that I plan for it. But I'm going to try and do the same as what I did this week with regards to, I'm going to try and meal prep for next week. Work's just crazy busy at the moment, and I can't see that changing for a bit. So I just need to be on top of my game and make sure I've prepped and got myself organised like I have this week. So yeah, Anyway, I've rambled on for ages, and I was going to incorporate this into my what I eat in a day, but I'm now wondering whether just to do it as a separate video. I might have to do that, because otherwise it's going to be too long again. Anyway, thank you for watching, and thank you if you've stuck with me this long, because I do ramble on. I'd be interested to know how your groups have gone, if you let me know in the comments how you're feeling about your group. I know I had a mixed bag, really, from people from last week, because some people feeling positive about it and some people not. So let me know how you're getting on, and I shall see you again next week for the next one. And it'll be back to the old format of me weighing myself. See you next week, if I don't see you before and I weigh what I eat in a day. Bye for now.